Math, muffins, and messy hand. I was helping an elementary school student with a math problem. It went something like this. You're baking a cake and you only have a 2/3 cup measuring cup. You need 2 cups of flour. How many times do you need to fill the 2/3 cup to get 2 full cups? In other words, how many times does 2/3 go into 2? Technically, we could just solve for 2 divided by 2/3 and call it a day. But what if the child hasn't learned how to divide fractions yet? In this case, I took a different approach, since she was comfortable with adding fractions. We started with what she knew. 2/3 plus 2/3 equals 4/3. Is that 2 cups? No. Let's add another 2/3 to that. 4/3 plus 2/3 equals 6/3. Is 6/3 equal to 2? Yes. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So the answer is 3 scoops of a 2/3 cup. Before I assisted her with this question, I gave her a moment to read the question and see if anything clicked. She looked confused and said, "I don't understand the question." I said, "Well, you know how in baking you have measuring cups, like 1/3 cup, 1/2 cup, or whole cup?" She looked at me and said, "I don't bake." Of course she was having difficulty. She couldn't visualize what 2/3 of a cup even was. I asked her if she had any measuring cups, teaspoons, or tablespoons at home. There weren't any in sight, so I explained further by whipping out my award-winning sketching skills, which for the record have never actually won an award. Still, it got me thinking. One small and sweet way to build math confidence at home? Try baking together. Why baking is a math lesson in disguise. Baking is one of the best and tastiest ways to introduce kids to fractions in the real world. Think about it. 1 teaspoon equals 1/3 of a tablespoon, which means 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon, and 16 tablespoons equals 1 cup. Then ask your child, how many teaspoons are in a cup? Let them figure it out step by step, or better yet, measure it together. Suddenly, they're dividing and multiplying without even realizing they're doing math. Baking builds more than math skills. You know what else is great about baking? It's messy. And that's part of the magic. Some kids love getting their fingers into the flour and dough, squishing, mixing, and pouring. But even if your child isn't into the mess, there's still a role for them. They can be the kitchen manager, reading the recipe aloud, directing the steps, and keeping everyone on task. That's literacy, sequencing, and leadership, all rolled into one. Baking together also teaches patience, waiting for the timer, responsibility, measuring carefully, and pride, seeing and tasting the final product. It's a creative way to bond with your children, especially during holidays or cozy weekends. So the next time you're doing math and your child is confused by a word problem about cups and fractions, go raid your pantry, dust off the muffin tin, and invite your child into the kitchen. Let them measure, mix, and make a mess, because learning math with muffins just makes sense.